Boyd Motorcycles. Rides a Suter at the Isle of Man, the big two-stroke. So Lee Tidman, that's a good clean start for him. Xavier Dennis had it in the last race, but it looks like Tiddles has got that into turn one there. Xavier Dennis goes wide. Is he going to go around the outside? Indeed, it looks like he does. You can see the smaller bike of Tidman in second and now in third and back into second place. Steve Bridge, I think he missed a gear there possibly. Steve Bridge was up there in second place, but he's gone all the way back to fifth. As I say that, he pops his nose up into third place. He's not scared of anything, this boy, as his rear end slides around. So a huge field, 38 bikes for the Bike Talk Tamaranui Formula 3 for the first race of them to this weekend at the second round of the Suzuki International Series. Outstanding racing, a little too many dramas for my liking. Don't like any dramas, but certainly I think there's no broken bones or that so far this weekend. We hope that continues for the series. We lost a round of racing last weekend. We had one race on the Saturday, one race on the Sunday, and then the lightning came in. I was going to, in the commentary box, actually ask everybody with an electric car to park it in the track and get a free charge from God. Or God might do the right thing and actually destroy them off the face of this earth, because I'm not a big fan of electric cars, but there was a huge lightning storm there and heavy rain. The Stroud boys actually went out and swam on the track after it, and there was no way they could rerun the race meeting or finish the race meeting because there wasn't enough time for that water to be drained off the track. So Xavier Dennis there into across the start finish line. He's got ahead of Lee Tidman. They've already broken away from the rest of the pack. This is outstanding. One. Tiddles comes back on the inside there, Ian Dawson.
Yeah, Lee had lost the lead coming down here, and in turn one he got better drive, way better drive, and was able to drive up inside Xavier Dennis, who's actually, even though I thought, you know, there was quite a gap between them, I think Xavier Dennis is actually, I didn't expect him to actually be as far up as he actually is.
Well, he was so strong up at the Suzuki Series up in Taupo. If we got results there, Xavier Dennis is now on 42 points because, in fact, he might be on 43. Did he qualify on pole? He had a second and a third at Taupo. Lee Tidman had 2 wins there. And who had another one? S.J. Cavell had a second. And it was Ben Rosendale had a third. Now, Ben is on a Pro Twin bike. His New Zealand Superbike Championship Pro Twin bike got beaten up last weekend. So I see he's got a second bike there for round 2 of the Suzuki International Series. So
isn't it great that you get these internationals out here, and not only just in the superbike class, but also in these smaller classes, and the top guys.
Yeah, and girls. We've got a lot of that. We've got Estelle LeBlonde here.
Yep.
Estelle LeBlonde in the sidecar, the most famous French woman in New Zealand since the Rainbow Warrior with Elaine Marfar some years ago. So she's sort of put her stamp on the thing, and we're yet to see them out in the final race of the day, the sidecars. So Lee Tidman here has a healthy lead there as he comes out of the hairpin. I wonder if he's got a pit lane board down there to tell him what sort of lead he's got, because at the end of the day, you want to win in the slowest possible time to preserve your bike. These bikes are pretty well highly strung. But in the meantime, you've also got to think about the concentration level. If you've got young Lee Toy, old Lee Tidman out there from Tamaranui there, if he buttons off, he might lose concentration. It's also about the fun. So he's controlling his own race at the moment. He's got about 120 metres on Xavier Dennis, and we go back quite some distance, probably another 200 metres. Who was that in third place here in Dawson? Did you catch him? We got 3 pages on our timing screen, so it takes us 50 seconds to get back to the first one. There it is, Matt Dunlop there in third, Steve Bridge in fourth. This is as they go across the line at the moment. S.J. Cavell, Rob Whittle there in sixth place, Zach Fuller, another person from the Jitsa Cup there, and I think that might have been Kyron O'Neill there in behind them. So fastest lap, a 1:12.319 by Lee Tidman. Formula 3 lap record, wow, 1:10.834, and that was set by a Nathaniel Diprose on the GSX 450, which is a 600 with 1 cylinder disabled, so nowhere near lap record time. Don't know what Nathaniel Diprose is doing this weekend, but we hope to see him at the New Zealand Superbike Championships and put his stamp of authority on the things. I hope he's moving up to the 600 class. That's where I suspect he would be. Tidman, we have 5 laps to go, so we're not even halfway. Once we go round the start-finish line, we'll have half of the race elapsed, and then we're going to have the sidecars next. So Tidman goes down that long back straight. This bike will be affected by that headwind down there, but he's tucked right in behind. It won't be too much of a problem there, Ian Dawson.
Yeah, we've got to remember in this race too, even though Lee and Xavier Dennis are out there in front, there's quite a lot of a different, there's several, I should say, 300 Supersport bikes in this class as well, which have got no hope of winning the race, but they're up here. They're mainly young guys, guys like Harry Parker and Justin Maunder. They're here to get experience, and you know, they know they're not going to win this at here, but they're getting experience, so that when they come out competing in the 300 Supersport race, Supersport Championship next year here at Manfeild, at least they'll know their way around. Yeah, as you can see with Lee built this little bike. It's out of an RS250. Just getting a photograph taken. Getting an RS250 RS125 frame out of a Honda, and he's got a 450 Yamaha motocross bike, well, converted 450 motocross bike in there, and it's a right little jet. He brings it out every Suzuki series, doesn't he? I don't think he goes and takes it in. Well, he can't now because there isn't a.
Yeah, no, we talk about Lee. He broke something quite badly a couple of years ago and took a long time to recover, so it wasn't at the New Zealand Superbike Championships. And out on the track there, or off the track, Blake Moss had a crash in the qualifying, so he's not a starter. Cormac Buchanan as well, he was the one that fell over there at Higgins. The important thing, he was straight upright. The red flag came out, he was off the track, but that's what the organisers decided to do. So Cormac, unfortunately, a DNS, did not start in this. All that part race before gets null and void. It used to be in the old days where if it done a certain distance, they'd give half points for that and half points the second half. No, all that. They've changed the rules about 2 seasons ago, so that entire race gets null and void. They had a full restart there, and it is full points there for that class. So Lee Tidman, Xavier Dennis, Matt Dunlop, no changes back till 12, where Scott Finlay's gone ahead of 13th place as we lose the timing stream, which is how our system works. And as I say, we've got 3 things. So something to report there, Ian Dawson?
No, just came and wanted to know where Grant from Ctas was. He's on the roof there, I'm pretty sure.
They'll be looking.
I think it's this carry on from the F2 incident earlier in the afternoon, which I think will obviously is still going on. But anyway, away from that, there's nothing to do with us. We've got Lee Tidman comfortably ahead of Xavier Dennis and Matt Dunlop there making out the top 3. Incredible.
I've lost Lee. I think that's him weaving through the infield. In fact, he's coming across probably his first lapper there. Yeah, indeed, that's Lee Tidman there going through on the infield, ex-Xavier Dennis.
Yep.
You're wondering why he's got an X on his bike. It's nothing to do with noughts and crosses. All the internationals are required to ride with a letter on them. That gives you, the public, an understanding of where these international stars are on the track, and that's the difference we got. And if you're sub 10 number, it's probably your New Zealand Superbike Championship number from last season. That's how it goes. So a lot of people, like Dan Medham, is New Zealand Superbike champion. That's why he's running the number 1 in the Formula 1 class. So the white flag is out there. No, it's not out, sorry. They're ready. We've got 2 laps to go there. Tidman goes down the back straight. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem with lappers. They're well spread out towards the tail end of the field in this 8-lap race, the second last race of the meeting. Race of the meeting. We've got sidecars coming up. So Tiddles takes that there. His fastest lap of 1:16.576. I think that was his fastest lap of the track there. As
white flag.
Yep, I've already mentioned that.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. Matt Dunlop goes through there in 3rd place. So where is Xavier Dennis there? About 150, 108, or actually no, good 200 metres behind. He's now got to get through those lap riders. They're just going to hold their line, number 14. Not even sure who number 14 is. I did think it was Woody, a local Air Force man. Had a blow up last weekend, but we'll see if we can find out who that is when we're looking at the screen. Ian Dawson's going to look out for Tiddles.
Oh, down here we go.
Got a bike down there, the person is up, that is on turn 3. The yellow flag comes out, no passing under the yellow flag. The difficult situation here is if you are lapping, you've got to do that, very, very carefully.
Poor old Spider there, choking on his own tongue. We've got someone down there, but it looks as though we're going to end up with Lee Tidman, Xavier Dennis and Matt Dunlop in 3rd, because he's pulled away a little bit from Steve Bridge on that on that last lap.
Fastest lap of the race, 1:12.199 and 1:13.6 for Xavier Dennis. So that's 1.5 seconds quicker. So that's outstanding. He's got this race well in control, and he's indeed taken the checkered flag here for the first of the Formula 3 races at the 2019 Suzuki International Series race. So I'm going to actually get Ian Dawson to read off the winners there, because my screen rotates, and he'll have the correct list there. Thanks for the Formula 3 Bike Talk Tamaranui class, as well iTools supporting it.
Well, I think looking at the results here, we have Lee Tidman from Xavier Dennis and Matt Dunlop, and this is the ride of the day for me in Formula 3 is Zach Fuller. Zach Fuller took a 4th there. I don't think we even mentioned him. S.J. Clavel was 5th. Jacob Stroud 6th, so we had up here earlier. Ben Rosendale 7th. Rob Whittle 8th. Carl Hooper 9th. Scott Finlay 10th. Michael Pratchett 11th. Ian Locker, the International, in 12th. Nick Sutherwood 13th. Cole Williams, I'm pretty sure that's a Cole Williams that I used to work with, is actually in 14th, and 15th was Vaughan Main. So they were all the top point scorers. So Lee Tidman on the Yamaha, on his hybrid bike, Yamaha Honda. Xavier Dennis on his Kawasaki 650. Matt Dunlop on the Gavin Veltmeyer built SV650 Suzuki. Zach Fuller on the SV650 Suzuki. SJ Clavel 5th on SV650, and Jacob Stroud on the MT-07 in 6th. So up next we're going to have some interviews with Neil, and then we're into the sidecars.
What a fantastic event, and what a great class, and certainly always sorting out the best of it on that occasion. So well done, Matt. You got a pretty good weapon there, haven't you?
Yeah, Gavin Julie Veltmeyer have been fantastic with loaning me the bike, and it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but it's an absolute rocket ship. And without them and Kiwi Bike Insurance, I couldn't be here. So Pirelli AGV RST, I'm really stoked to be on the podium.
All right, understand we've only got a little bit of our sound going through, so our apologies on that, but there we are. And welcome to New Zealand, Xavier, and Manfeild. You enjoying today?
Yes. It was a pretty good day. The weather is good except the wind, so it causes some trouble. But yeah, it's a good day so far.
Indeed. Tell us a little bit about the bike.
Yes. I tried to have a good start to stay in front of the little wee bike, but I missed a gear at the end of the first lap, so he overtook me, and after I was unable to catch him back. So yes, I'm happy with the second place, and we'll see that tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, well done. I like that comment. We're going to wait for that second race tomorrow. And Lee, back to it. You had to do your work because you didn't have the lead pulling out of turn 1.
I know, these guys here found a bit of pace on me, so I had to pull my finger out a little bit. But no, really good. It's good to have a little bit of competition out there, and yeah, made a good race.
All right, there's comments been made about the number of riders at 38, the back markers, everything working out all right there?
Yeah, there's a little bit more room on Manfeild, so it wasn't quite an issue as well on Taupo, but no, it's okay.
Good to see you. All right, unbeaten, what do you got to do to slow down to give those other guys a chance?
No, can't slow down. No way. These guys are catching up.
Catching up. Nice to see Lee Tidman. Well done. There he is, of course, on the Bike Talk Tamaranui supported bike.